Is Dion Ray, and this is going to be talking about my project, was on mobile web development. Let's start. So, what is mobile app development? Mobile app development is a process of creating software applications that run on mobile device. And a typical mobile application utilizes a network connection to work with remote computing resources. The job of mobile app development of processes and procedures involve in writing software for small wireless computing devices such as smartphones and other handheld devices. History on mobile app developments, at least for the start of it, um, which what is usually considered the first personal digital assistant (PDA) in the 1980s. This guy named Priscian developed a prescient organizer model, which was branded as the world's first practical pocket computer and came with calculator, clocks, and other familiar apps. This wasn't really considered the first app, but it was considered, like, I guess, a starter of what apps are usually like. And then in 1994, IBM's Simon's phone um, predates the iPhone and Android as the first ever smartphone. This phone offered 10 built-in apps, including calculators, address, books, mail, notepads, etc. This is considered the first set of apps, despite like his creation. They have different types of apps. The productivity apps, which allows one to create documents for business and personal use, like Word presentation, all that other stuff. Excel, graphics, and media apps, which allows one to interact with digital media, kind of like Instagram, Facebook, all that type of stuff. Yeah, personal interest apps gives one's tools to interest, like say the app that I'm using to record this, to like record certain things. It's kind of like that. You have communication apps, which provides tools for sharing and receiving information, kind of like messages, um, like WhatsApp, all that type of stuff. And you have device management apps, provides tools for managing um, a computer or device. Now you have steps when creating a mobile app because this is development, so you gotta develop the app. So first you have strategy, then you have the analysis and planning, you have the UI/UX design, app development, the application testing, and then the deployment and support if you're gonna support it later. Now you have the strategy, which is just the first one, which is defining strategy goals for evolving your idea into a successful app. Strategic goals. Um, in this phase, pretty much you're just going to be defining your app's purpose and what you want to do with it. You're going to identify your app's audience and appeal to them better, research the competition to innovate, and establish the goals and objectives of your product. This is kind of just how they create the certain things. Now you have analysis and planning, which is at this stage is ready to take shape in the actual project. Analysis and planning begin with defining your cases and capturing detailed functional requirements. Once identified, then milestones are usually made when planning. This is where your name comes into place, or like at least a concept name comes into place, and other things like, for example, if you were to make this app and you want it to be iOS exclusive, because there's differences in developing Android apps and iOS apps. Then you have UI, so UX design. This is kind of where you just create your own styles to the app. Like, let's say you want blue to be like your main thing, kind of like Facebook, but maybe a little lighter. And it's kind of like polishing, adding a whole bunch of interactive things that is user friendly. All the stuff that makes it stand out. Then you have the app development. In this phase, before actual programming starts, pretty much you'll have to define technical architecture, pick a technology stack, see if you want cross-platform features and authorization services. You have to figure out those. Then you have application testing, this phase where you ensure the app works properly before release. Sometimes this is handled by beta testers to point out the problems in the app specifically. Having answers to these questions would show that it's close to being done. Which these questions are like, how well your app responds to user requests, how fast is the screen loading, is the app draining your battery really like a lot, and how big is the size. It's kind of like optimization and optimizing and just getting rid of all the little bugs. Then actually you have the deployment, which this is just the end where you release your native apps and you submit it to first you have to submit to like appropriate app store, and then you have to do other things like actually have an official title name, a short description of your app, a category of what your app wants to be a part of, your keyword for just whatever app to like type in. Like you could maybe put in an acronym. Your icon kind of goes with the UI, but yeah. Then you have your banner graphics. So pretty much you need all that stuff for deployment of where you're going because all the app stores and like Play Store and all that, you're gonna need all that information. And then for support pretty much you're just going to be like dropping bug fixes, updates, and new innovative things that keeps people on the app if you're going to. These are my references for the whole project that I did, and that seems to be it.